really proud of our group. We got down, and I've said all along that this group just needs to have a breakthrough and learn how to win. And I think tonight they showed a lot of resiliency. I think they overcame a lot of adversity. They made free throws down the stretch. We shifted to a zone, put Roydell at the top of the zone, which I thought caused them a lot of problems. James Harvey got loose towards the end and knocked down some key shots. And it was just a great team effort. And the thing that I'm so proud of with this group is that, as we build this team and build this program, winning games like this, you got to at some point break through. And I thought tonight was a big step for us as a program and as a team to, they're really good. I'm going to tell you this too. North Carolina Central is really good. I mean, the last 4 years they've been to 3 NCAA tournaments and NIT. I mean, they're good. We knew they're good. And they're really hard to play because they do different presses and change defenses sometimes in the middle of possession. And but we started getting a flow. We got some stops and got out and ran. And these two guys were phenomenal coming down the stretch.
Coach, I see. Obviously, there's a little celebration in the locker room, but when the game finally looked like it was sealed, there was about 30 seconds left. I saw you yelling and pumping your fists. It kind of looked like there was a little bit of a weight that kind of lifted off of your shoulders. Would that be accurate to say now that you got that win?
Well, yeah, I think it's just big for the program and it's big for this team. This team works really hard. We went to Central and we're in the same situation basically, and we just didn't know how to win. And for us to come back after that game and go to Mississippi State and play really well and come back and have practice, but you're still sitting on a couple losses, and to come back and win this game, I'm just so proud of them. Our schedule, like I said, has been, Ken Palm has us as a top 3 hardest schedule in the country. So these guys have been through it. They've traveled over 9,000 miles. They've been through it. And, we do that so that on these moments, they understand where they got to dig to and how far they got to dig to get a win like this, and they were able to do it.
Specifically, that you said a breakthrough and learning how to win. Specifically on the court, what do you think they learned?
Well, I think one is we got 7 kills, and 7 kills for us is a kill is 3 stops in a row, and we were at 6 with about 3 minutes left. And I told these guys, I said, we're 1 more kill away from winning. And understanding that no matter what happens on the offensive end, if we're able to defend and rebound, our offense is going to come. And so I think that, Rick, the other thing I think is obviously being able to finish possessions and rebound the ball. And the third thing is obviously execute and make free throws down the stretch. I thought obviously, Harvey, made free throws down the stretch. Dell made free throws down the stretch. Kevin stepped up and knocked 2 down. And so just all those little things, when you have to learn how to win, you have to just go through it.
Were the defensive stops in the second half, there was that stretch there, probably at about the 10-minute mark, where you got the flow of defensive stops. You converted on the other end, went up by 11 or 12, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the defensive rebounds. Was all that part the most critical part of this win?
For sure. I think when we switched defenses and went to a 1-3-1, I think it got him out of rhythm. It took Davis out of the game a little bit. It got him to stand. And, Dell's really good at it. He's long, he's athletic. He's a really good anticipator. And the nice thing is when we get a rebound, he's a lot of times at the front of the break. So I thought our guys really executed it. We talked about it, walked through it a little bit today in practice. We haven't used it a ton, but as a staff, we thought, we might need a little change up or a curveball. And obviously we walked through it a little bit today and we used it, and it was great for us.
You briefly mentioned Rashawn Davis, and first game he had 21 points, 17 rebounds. Today he had 12 points, 5 rebounds. I know you briefly mentioned what you were able to do to slow him down, but what else were you able to do to slow him down?
I think it was a team effort. I think that our guys understood that he really had his way with us the last game, and I think that we collectively did a really good job of shrinking the floor. Their point guards made a couple threes in the first half because we were really shrinking the floor on him, and statistically those guys haven't shot it well. I thought the double team, we put a double team in, I thought that was good for us. I thought the zone kind of got it out of his hands a little bit too, and I thought that our bigs, just stepped up to the challenge. They watched the film. We showed them the film and as a team, and I think they really took it personal, and as a group, I think we did a really good job in all those areas to try to contain them.
Roydell, you another double-double. You had 8 and 8 in the second half. What was the difference in the second half from the first half?
Really just, coach being on me, telling me to stay on the boards, just keep these guys pushing, keep working hard, Coach really on me at practice. He really on everybody on the team. We do rebound drills, pushing it and everything. So, I give thanks to Coach because he's really on me. I never had a coach like that, and I'm very thankful for it. I appreciate you, Coach.
James, the whole team struggled shooting the three in the first half, but in the second half, you were able to hit a couple key ones to kind of just get the offense sparked. I guess what was the difference for you in the second half?
Coach just challenging us and just knowing what we needed. First half just wasn't making shots and we were down. In second half, I think we kind of just got into a rhythm, especially after we went 1-3-1 and momentum kind of shifted. Started getting stops, started pushing the break. Everybody just got into a good rhythm, including me, and shots just started falling.
Can this team be a better three-point shooter team, or is it where you just kind of destined to kind of maybe be on the lower end of percentage?
I think we can. We have good shooters on our team. We shoot every day. Everybody puts the work in. Just tonight, the shots didn't fall. But there'll be games where we have to play like games that are going to be like that where shots just don't fall. But Coach always tells us that it's going to be on the defensive end of games like that where defense always travels. We have to do that every game. So in games like this, we just have to rely on our defense. And tonight we did that. Got to win.
49% from the field for the game. You said on numerous occasions we've got to have better perimeter shooting. It really didn't come tonight though, but you get a big win and you end up 49% from the field, mostly around the rim.
Yeah, I think we shot the ball. Again, we shot 49%. We shot over 60% against Mississippi State on the road.
Yeah.
So we when we are efficient and we run good offense and we execute. I feel really good about where we're at offensively. We haven't shot the ball well yet this year, but we have good shooters on our team. We spend time at it, and I think it's just like anything else. I think it just needs to break through. And once everything's contagious, and energy is contagious, and positive energy is contagious, and unfortunately sometimes negative energy is contagious. And I think this is a great win for us in a lot of ways. It's a great win for our staff. It's a great win for our program, and obviously, it's not the end all be all, but it is a signature win for us.
James,
for our team.
James, this is the first win for McNeese over a non-conference Division I opponent since 2016, since December 19, 2016. You were here for that, but I just want to know, what does this win mean for you personally? Like I say, it's not a whole bunch of kids that are still on the team from then, but just what does this win mean to you?
It's big, man. It's big. When Coach came and with all the new recruits and all the new players, you could tell that we were going to be good. And season didn't start off the way we might have wanted it, but Coach challenged us before this game and just told us, that we got to reach our potential. It's time for us to get to where we need to be. And I think that tonight we just did that, and it's big for everybody. It's big for all our confidence. A lot of people on this team came from junior college, hadn't had a D1 win yet. And I think that we maybe just didn't know how hard, a D1 win was. To come in tonight and play as hard as we did and get the win, it's big for everybody, all of our confidence.
Coaches, the challenge now is to replicate and keep it going?
Oh, absolutely. It's like I said before, this isn't, the end all be all. This is something I think we can build upon. I've really challenged these guys with the schedule. Playing North Carolina Central twice, playing Mississippi State, Arizona State, St. Mary's. It's been a hard road. No one in our league has played that schedule. And I've challenged them for it because I want them to be battle tested. I want them to go through adversity. I want them to understand, like Harvey said, James said, is that how hard it is to win games at this level. It's hard. And I really challenged these guys in the last couple of days to take more ownership into practice and into the scouting reports and into things where, I went back over all of our games, and our defense in the first half has typically been better than it is in the second half. Our offense has typically been better in the second half than it is in the first half. And the common thing, and not all of there's a game or game and a half where that's not the case, but for the most part it is, because it's right in front of our bench, and I can help direct a lot of traffic there. And I challenge these guys to take ownership and do it themselves and communicate themselves. And I think they really took heed to that. I thought in the second half we played phenomenal defensively and rotated the way we needed to for sure. But we'll get it. Get in the bus tomorrow and go to Kansas City and get ready to play a good UMKC team, and then obviously get back and have a big home game against UL.
Coach, with 2 games against an out-of-conference opponent, home and home, is that something you kind of plan on doing in the future? Because that's pretty rare.
Well, two things a couple things. One is that I thought this year's team needed to understand what it's like to play like a team in league twice, and I thought that this would North Carolina Central would be one of the top teams in our league, in my opinion. And so being able to play a team like that twice, so then you go through your adjustments. Like they made some adjustments, and we had to talk about those at halftime. And I thought that was a good experience for us, and I thought it would be good. And I know Lavelle, and he's a really good coach. And the other side of it too is that, to be able to get another home game in our arena. And they're the only team, we couldn't start another home and home just once because our league is going to 20 home games or 20 league games next year. So it was a scheduling thing where if we're going to get a home game, we had to go on the road too, because no one would do it just a home game. But I think the big thing for us was to be able to play a really good team and play them twice so we can simulate what it's like in league play.
Roydell, you guys forgot. It's been a while since you've been played a home game. Just what did it feel like? I could feel the energy in the crowd, especially the last 5-10 minutes of the game. So what was your view of it from on the court?
I'm very, very thankful for the crowd. These guys, they really don't have to come out here. And just seeing, showing, just having support from, a good fan base is really big to us, because they really give us motivation. And just to see them guys, getting up just like how we do is really big.
Follow that up. You've been here and you've gone through some pretty big conference wins, but not with this kind of vibe and this kind of energy. You were kind of leading the charge near the end. Nothing wrong with that, but this has got to be quite different for you because you've experienced the dormant crowd, even in wins.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's big, man. It's nice to see. It's beautiful. Coach always tells us that we deserve it. We put in a lot of work, and just to have fans is just great. Like Roydell said, they don't have to come out and support us the way they do, but they did. They came out, and it was. I think that it was key in our victory because it just helps to kind of shift the momentum when you have the crowd on your side. So yeah, it's big to see a lot of fans out.
And I'll say this too, Rick. I think that, and I said this on the radio, is I think that building this team and building this program, I've always envisioned where it can go and what it can do. And I think that tonight was a little bit of a microcosm of what I think this team can do before it's over, and where this program can eventually get to, where our home crowd is really a home crowd. I mean, you think about, we had a group of students there tonight on Christmas break. When's the last time that's happened? Being able to have people literally stand up and cheer, and it's the middle of the holidays, and it's Christmas shopping and all that stuff going on. But it's a credit to these guys because they're in the community. They've embraced this community. They've embraced this campus. I said on my press conference, and I say it all the time, that is every day that I'm here, I'm thankful. And this program is going to embrace Southwest Louisiana. It's going to embrace this university. We're a part of this university, and we're not a standalone entity. We're a part of this program and a part of this university. And I think when you do that and you do things right and you work really hard, at some point in time things break through. And I think that this was the first one tonight.
You mentioned, Kansas City is next on the list, but not, you guys are in the business to not look forward, but you should know the rivalry between McNeese and UL Lafayette in pretty much anything. It could be tiddlywinks. It's going to be the rivalry. That's going to be a critical game to win as well, to continue this elevation of the program.
Well, I like I said, as a basketball coach and as a team, we're really focused right now here in about 30 minutes on UMKC. And we understand that, a really good UL team's going to be coming in here. And we obviously know that they're very good. And Coach Marlin's been there for, a number of years and has really built a program that is, they're very good. They're really, really good, and they're sound, and they've won 5 or 6 in a row. But right now, I, as a coach and as a team, we're figuring out how to get on the bus and go to Kansas City and figure out how to compete and play there.
Is it going to be hard for you in particular to kind of keep UL Lafayette out of your mind and focus on Kansas City?
I don't know. I'm just focused on the next game, take one game at a time.
Okay.